Want my love, baby, earn it. Yeah, dancing on my own. See if you can follow. Got me feeling alive. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. 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 I want. Hear me now. I do what I want. Are you ready now? 'Cause it won't be easy. Only get what you work for. Gotta go all out. Whenever you see me, don't be wasting my time. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. 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 Hear me now. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. I do what I want.
Good morning. What's new, pussycat?
Happy New Year! How the hell are ya? It is January 5th, and this is my first stream back since, gosh, you guys, it was before, I think it was well in advance of Christmas. I don't think I did much. All right, let me just check and see because, you know, for whatever reason, I feel like I need to know. Oh, I don't need to use my phone. And of course, I have impeccable timing. Oh God, there's always a new crisis. Okay, let's see here. I want to see the last time I was live. Oh, okay, 2 weeks. 2 weeks, my goodness, and wasn't it a blissful 2 weeks? Y'all, all I can say is the more you step away from this shit show, and I hand to God, from the last live stream I did until Christmas, I think even Christmas Eve day, I was really busy. So I don't think I even listened to YouTube. But just to be on the safe side, we will say from Christmas Day until the day I was in the car, about, I think it was just a little before the Georgia-Florida line. In fact, it might have been at the Buc-ee's. It might have been when I left the Buc-ee's, I said, okay, it's time. I'm going to have to get back into the gauntlet if I want to know what's going on in the Thunderdome, also known as Krama. I mean, honest to God, I don't like, I don't even think I have the appropriate words to articulate how I feel about just the nonstop shit show of disgusting, vile behavior. Oh, but fortunately, I wrote a little list for myself. Oh, look at that! I filled up the whole page. Yeah, this is one of those things that makes me like start waxing poetic in my own mind, like the conversations I have with myself, and I say, self, like I left behavior like this behind in my, well, embarrassingly enough to admit, probably my late 20s. But after that, like from 30 onward, yeah, like trust and believe when I tell you that I've always said I've lived a lot of life. I've never been an angel. But there comes a time when you're really supposed to stop acting like you're in middle school or high school. But here it's kind of what's the conundrum of this place is what makes it run and what makes it work, at least in this space, is the very thing that makes it so problematic. And it's very difficult to do any kind of half measures in this place. And by half measures, I just mean, well, look, there's 30 people in this live. And you know why that is? Because everybody wants to hear about the latest shit show disaster, which, by the way, boy, I love it when this happens. And the person that I'm going to be very vaguely speaking about is going to know who they are. And please rest assured that I am not going to betray any confidence. I wouldn't do that. So don't even ask me who I'm talking about because nobody needs to know. But and we've all had what I'm about to say, we've all had this kind of situation happen to us in life. And that is when, maybe you have some conversation with someone and you really are not privy to exactly what they're talking about, but for some reason they choose you to, vent with. And I mean real world and on here. Because I think I said one of my last live streams that if you're a creator here, you are going to get little birds. You don't have to ask. You're just going to get people who unsolicited and unprompted send you things, whether it's things people are saying about you, or in this case, just an experience that someone is having with another person or people. And so imagine, let's just say this. It's been at least a month ago, possibly I am going to go back and look. But it's possibly been 6 weeks or so that someone reached out to me via email privately and was just kind of sharing their an experience that they had. And it wasn't completely non-related to me. I wasn't involved in it, but let's just say there was a person the subject of some of this was someone that I had a recent interaction with. And so this person who has been a generous supporter, and by I say generous, y'all know I'm not monetized. So when I say generous, I mean with their time, showing up at lives, etc. Just very supportive. And it was basically, they were just commiserating with me. Like, oh, well, I think what happened to you is, you know, XYZ. Listen to what happened to me. And it was involving some of the same people that were on the fringes of something that's happening now. So y'all, I may not answer emails or text messages as timely as I would like to. But you know, that's just one of my weird things that gives me anxiety is my inbox. I'm trying to get better at it. But I really do try if someone takes the time to reach out to me, even if I don't understand what, or I'm not directly involved in it, etc. I just feel like if you're going to take the time to reach out to me, especially with the lengthy email to tell me about an experience, well, I'm definitely going to respond to you. And I try. It's funny because I see somebody in the chat, and I am going to say hello in a minute, but I see somebody put, oh, Lori. Hey, Lori, how are you? Girl, now you know this is like that's like the death knell for when you call somebody that, you know what comes next. All kinds of problems start happening. I'm not the voice of reason, but I thank you so much for that. But what I do try to do, y'all, I just try to not be a fucking ghetto ratchet bitch, okay? That's what I try and do. And that is not being, please don't take that to mean that I am not saying that about any one specific person. But sorry, I don't know what else to call a lot of this shit that I see going on. And you're never going to get that from me. Okay. You're just not. I'm not going to do that because you know what? I'm not going to demean myself, or I like to show you all the best, Lisa. Okay. Whether I'm rocking a gas station Buc-ee's outfit, which by the way, tell me what you think of this. Where did my little Buc-ee's? Please tell me I just did not get my hair in that lipstick. I think I did. Son of a bitch. I just got rid of that pink from the last time. Put a 1 in the chat if you like my Buc-ee's ensemble. If you haven't seen it yet, and yes, I am still wearing it. Let me step back. I'm going to get out of my chair and I'm going to step back for a second. Just in case you didn't get to see my my video of my Buc-ee's. My Buc-ee's outfit. So here's the hoodie. And I don't know what in the hell. I had to ask my husband, honey, what does that say back there? What's it mean? I don't know how I feel about wearing clothing that's branded with a beaver, especially the placement of said beaver on the pants. But I did buy them in a children's department, so I still don't think it was good. I don't think it was good product placement on the garment. But hey, I ain't running Buc-ee's. So yeah, my Buc-ee's hoodie with these lovely animal print joggers. And I mean, go figure. I actually have, y'all have seen me wear them before, the Giuseppe Zanotti S wedges that are this exact color. This color is called Radiant Orchid. Uh, and I love it. So when I was like a heat-seeking missile in that Buc-ee's, I went right to that purple hoodie. I hate hoodies, by the way. I really do. I can't stand them. They feel like they're choking me. Why can't you find a sweatshirt that doesn't have a frigging hood on it? And I don't just mean at Buc-ee's. God, I tell you what, that place. My husband and I were discussing this morning. The idea is absolutely genius. But more on that in a moment. I don't even remember what I was talking about this point because I've gone off on so many tangents. So just, put a 1 in the chat if you like my Buc-ee's get up. I stand by what I said. My prediction, which has, in my opinion, definitely come to pass, where I said, I could go to the gas station and buy an outfit and rock it and look better than anything I've ever seen Betty wear. And Betty's not alone. That goes for some others too. So, oh yes, I was saying I like to put the best Lisa forward. I have to say this morning, getting back in the smoke and mirror saddle game, that took a little time. I mean, I had to put nails on because I didn't even wear nails through all of Christmas. I did not put an eyelash on. Hell, the only makeup I even took with me to Tennessee, tinted moisturizer, eyeliner, and brow powder and lipstick, of course. But eyeshadow, no. Blush, no. I did take the Rihanna, the Fenty matchstick highlighter. This one, not the blush, but the one on that. So because I like to put the best Lisa forward, yes, I don't come in here when I'm feeling salty or really, well, I shouldn't say that. There, oftentimes I have come in here feeling real salty about things, but it's usually me reading someone for filth, not me coming in and just getting ratchet as hell at a whole bunch of other people. And I guess all I can say is, please, I'm not the voice of reason. I very much appreciate the sentiment. I very much appreciate that you do see me as, there's things I'm not going to do because it would be embarrassing. Despite the satisfaction I might get out of it, I'm not going to portray myself in a bad light just to get over on somebody else, if that makes sense. But back to what I was saying, and then I'm going to say hi to the kids in class. So someone reached out to me and we had an email exchange over, I think it was over a couple days. And that was my fault, not due to them, but they would email me, I would reply, and then they would reply and I reply, and it went back and forth like that. I think it was a couple days. And I felt very badly about what they were telling me. I believed what they were telling me, because at the time in that situation, I had my own experience with some of the people involved that they were speaking of. And so I had a reference point. There was a reason I gave credence to what was being said. But that was that. I said, I'm so sorry, and commiserated a little bit. And then that was that. We didn't talk anymore. Until just about maybe, I think right before I left to go away. That was the first time that the conversation was picked up. And that was just more of an FYI kind of short and sweet and hey, how are you kind of thing. Well, imagine my surprise when I am drinking my coffee, getting ready to come in here, and I saw that Queen Bee was live, and I was like, wow, she's live really early. So I clicked on, and I'm trying to, because I didn't get there when she started. She'd probably been going for, I don't know, long enough that I had no freaking clue what was going on. But I'm hearing names, and I'm starting to hear some allegations that are being made about things that have happened with different people, and I'm going, wait a minute. You know what? I think I might have a piece to this puzzle. And I think I do. I don't know that for certain because I still don't know what the whole story is or even half the story. But whatever it is that is going on with Forgotten Whispers, and I believe some of her mods and some other people, well, I think I have something that will bolster at least someone's claims of what's happened, because I have some communications with somebody from the past that were speaking on certain things. And at the time, it really didn't mean, it meant exactly what I've already articulated it meant and why it meant those things. So I'm sitting there and I'm listening and I'm going, wait a minute. That's kind of what X said to me about Y. And oh my, some of these things sound exactly the same. So and like I said, you know who you are. Please do not, I'm not that person. I'm not going to be reading messages, sharing messages. I would like you to reach out to me again, if you would, and let me know if it's okay to, because obviously there's some other pieces to the puzzle, and they don't know that I have one of the pieces of the puzzle, and I didn't know I had it either. But and obviously I need to hear the whole story from when this started this morning, so that I hope y'all, I'm not like purposely trying to be incredibly cryptic with what I'm saying. It's just that I'm just now finding out about this, and I don't even know the story. But just the little bit that I have heard, I do believe that an experience that was shared with me by someone else, I think will indeed, I think it is a piece to the puzzle. And I don't know if it proves anything. I think it will definitely lend credence and or credibility to someone involved in the puzzle, we'll just say. So with that, I hope I didn't just confuse the hell out of everybody. Hold on. Let me scoot up. Oh, I brought show and tell, kids. I'll say hi first, and then I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you some show and tell. Hey, crazy nurse, how are you? I miss talking to you guys. Y'all, when I was gone, I did not watch. I didn't even open YouTube, because that week between Christmas and New Year's that we go every year to Tennessee and spend with family, that is sacred to me. And there is not a thing on YouTube that I would allow to interrupt my time with my family. I just, and everybody who knows me or communicates with me off of YouTube knew. Not that I don't want to talk to you, and not that I won't miss you, because I do. I mean, we don't realize how much we all become parts of each other's lives, even on the, you know, the fringes, because none of us are meeting in real life, not me anyway. But that doesn't mean that we are not very much parts of each other's lives. There are girls I talk to every day, multiple times a day, and I love that. But you know, they knew, like, unless it is a safety concern, please, I'm not checking anything. I don't want to hear about anything. And I truly, I can't stress enough how everyone should do that. And here's the beauty, just like I've always said, nothing will have changed when you get back. It'll be the same. The only thing that will change is the players involved in the current shit show. That's all that changes. And you know, and the various plot lines for the shit shows. I think it took me, well, let's see, I started about, that Buc-ee's, I believe, is now, when I was on the way, when I was still in Florida, it was they are kind enough to put these giant billboards up, 263 miles to the first Buc-ee's, which I believe is the biggest. Oh, fun fact, I've been told that Florida is getting what is being billed as the world's largest Buc-ee's, soon to come. Where did I hear it is going? Ocala, I think. I think that's, is it Ocala? Yeah, because there's already one way north Florida, I think in Jacksonville. If you've never been and you get the chance, go. We'll talk more about Buc-ee's and their brilliant marketing strategy. Or, well, yeah, marketing strategy. How to get your money in their cash register. And if they can get mine, well, I shouldn't use myself as a benchmark, because let's face it, I mean, the only thing I have never bought is a velvet painting or coordinating rug off the side of the road being sold in a vacant gas station parking lot. But don't think I haven't looked when I've been at red lights. Oh, and you look too. Don't say you don't. That's about the only retail operation that I haven't given my money to at some point. So don't use me. But it's brilliant. Oh, look, this mug. This is another one of my Buc-ee's purchases. Now, y'all know I like these giant, you know, like a fish bowl with a handle. This one says, "You take the cake." Now, while I love the size, what I don't like about it is I'm right-handed. And I didn't realize when I bought it that the graphic is for a left-handed person, because hence the fact that there's lipstick on both sides. So the cup is fabulous. I hate that the graphic is in the wrong hand. But that's my fault, not theirs. Hey, SoFlo Mama, how are you? Girl, I just checked the weather before I came in here, and it is going to be next Tuesday, or maybe towards the end of the weekend. It's going to be 70, 73, or 75 degrees here. And I'm kind of like the center of the state. So, what's it going to be where you are? 90? That's why I figured, you know what? Well, I was going to change out of my Buc-ee's hoodie, because You see, I keep doing this. That's what I hate about hoodies. Like, I almost I was like, you know what? I think I'll just cut that damn hood off. I probably will eventually. But I thought I was going to change it. And I said, no, because it's going to be 75 soon. And I've got to find a way to wear all my winter shit within the next, couple days. Hey, Brittany, how are you? I hope you guys all had a fabulous Christmas or Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. I hope you had a very happy holidays and for every one of you. Everyone. I wish in the new year happiness, health, prosperity to all. Hey Clancy, how are you? Hey Caribbean, how you doing? That's right, it is Friday. Happy Friday to everybody. Lori, how are you? Oh, I'm sorry, Brittany. Well, I'm probably going to be doing more preaching than comedy. But Brittany, I promise you this: if you don't get a lot of laughs in this one, come back this weekend. I don't know if I'm going to do it tomorrow or Sunday, where I'm going to do a dramatic reading of Betty's latest motions. Those were very kindly dropped in my inbox a few days ago, and I know Burnt Toast did them last night, but y'all know I do mine a little bit different than Burnt Toast. So, and that's, oh boy, that is fodder for the funny machine, let's just say. Hey, Kathy P, how are you? I hope you're feeling better. Hi, B. Ogden, Becca, Grain. Hey, True Texan. Oh God, I know. And you know what? On this note, let me say this. Well, I'm going to keep this up here, and then I've got. This is a perfect segue into one of the items on my little list here. So hold on, and I'm going to segue. This comment is going to segue us right into one of the items on my list. I'm scrolling, you guys. Sorry. Hi, Marcy. Happy New Year. Oh, Lady K talks. Happy Friday. Hey, white boy moves. Hi, London girl. I am going to just spit it out. Don't rush me. Trust the process. There is a process. There's a method to the madness. Trust and believe. I'm just trying to harness it, okay? Come on. This is my first live back. Takes me a minute to get, Oh, I very much do. Damn it. Now, hold on a minute. I got to put True Texan's comment back up. Okay. All right, there we go. No, that's not the one. Hold on. Okay, here we go. I got to put that. I have to pin that so I don't forget what I want to say, because this part I didn't write down. I just write bullet points of things I want to talk about. But this is a perfect segue. All right, now I'm trying to get back to where I was. Okay, we're back. We're back now. Oh, London girl, email me about makeup. I did bring a beauty item in for show and tell. Hi, Beverly. Hey, Nanya, how are you? Grandma Sherry, how you doing? Daz. Okay, whoops. I thought we were there. We're almost there. Golden Beaver, oh my God. did I just do with my, oh, well, I don't know if he's golden or not, but meet Buc-ee. Oh Lord. Hey Marbella, I know. You know what? I don't mind turtlenecks. It's this that because this hood is heavy, so it pulls it back and yeah. Trust me, it's getting cut off probably in not too long from now. Hi Deanna. Happy New Year. Oh God, go to Buc-ee's. Seriously, it's an experience. If they don't have it, you don't need it. That's that would be a good marketing pitch. If you guys use that, I will be expecting a royalty. Or you could just give me like a gift, an unlimited gift card for the clothing department. They actually have some really cute shit there. Think of it as, Cracker Barrel, their little gift shop is cute, but to me, that's like geared more to the Holly Hobby set. It's country-ish. And there's a lot of cute stuff. I mean, they have adorable kids things. This bitch loves candy, okay? This is hilarious. We were in a store in downtown Knoxville, and that is so cute down there. And there's a store that sells the penny candy. I call it penny candy. It is in giant barrels, wooden barrels. And you put it in a bag and you weigh it, you pay by the pound. So, and they've got a lot of the old school candy that you can't get anymore. And as we're walking through and I'm looking around, I looked at my sister-in-law and I said, how many pounds of candy do you think they lose a day from people who just walk by and pick up, I'm just going to try this. I guarantee you they lose at the very least, they lose a pound a day, if not more, from people just thinking they can sample out of the barrels. Oh. Yeah. So while I very much missed hanging out with you guys, hey BC Collecting, Heather B Beachy, I very much did not miss just the insanity of this place. Hey Chris, how you doing? Hey Mac, Happy New Year to you. Well, True Texan, I know the word salad. The only reason it was word salad is because the person that I'm speaking about, I am trying to. I'm not about putting that person's name out there. That's not without their consent. So I was trying to find a way to say, I think I might have a piece of this puzzle without saying where I bought the puzzle, if that makes sense. Sort of. I know it doesn't. I'm sorry. Just roll with it. Deanna, I think I said hi to you, but hi again, or hi for the first time. Hey Liza, how are you? Happy New Year. Okay. All right, kids. I think we're about done. 19. Ooh, 19 in Ohio. It's not 19 here. Let me tell you what it is here today. It's actually pleasant. When I was in Tennessee, it's 64 right now. When I was in Tennessee, it was so perfect because it was mid to high 40s each day. And then in the evenings, it went down in the 20s. Well, we didn't go out in the evenings, so it was perfect. And where we stay, they have the master bedroom is on the top floor, and on the bottom floor is all the other rooms and bathroom, base, I guess you call it a basement. And heat rises. So it was so nice. There was just a really nice down comforter on the bed, and not the giant, huge thick one. It was perfect. It was amazing. I love sleeping in the cold. Hey Johnson, how you doing? Nisi B, how are you? Happy New Year. Daisy Jones, how are you? Wise Angel UK, Happy New Year. Ducking Fox, hi, good morning, good afternoon. What time is it? Oh God, we are firmly into the afternoon now. Oh, Dolly's here for his first Hapon of 2024. Well, welcome. We're not going to be doing a lot of. Sir, can I please ask a favor of you? And I'm sure I'm going to get shit for this. I don't care. Would you please consider, you and PJ, would y'all please consider just taking that picture of Savage's son? Please, would you please take that off of, was it on the community page? Wherever it is. Dolly, is this really you? I know a lot of the times it is you when you come in here. I think that would go. And listen, I'm not trying to play the Dalai Lama, okay? I'm not getting in the middle of y'all's shit. But I think, truly, I think if you did that, it would just be such a small thing that I think it would go a really long way. So that's it. That's all. I tried. Going back to, well, I guess my comment was to, I should have scrolled down a few more. Damn it. And I lost. Y'all, don't let me forget about True Texans comment so I can. Ducking Fox, you don't have a Buc-ee's. Well, listen, I haven't been in a Buc-ee's. The first time was, it was last year when I went to Tennessee. All I can say is go. If you're ever passing one by, listen, don't let the line that's 200 deep to use the bathroom, do not let that stop you, okay? They got that shit dialed in like air traffic controllers. I mean, they're wearing headsets. Stall 5 is vacant and available. Go ahead and send the next 7 in line. I'm telling you, what might deter you is what deterred my sister-in-law on the way there. It starts slowing down on the interstate when you're within probably, well, it depends on what day it is. Traveling the day after Christmas, well, guess what? Everybody and their brother was on the road. So that's where you really might be deterred to stopping at Buc-ee's, because it does slow down off the interstate as people are exiting. But I mean, come on, it's like the damn, where else have you been that's got 100 damn gas pumps with every single one of them occupied? You can get brisket, you can get, stand by, hold on. I can't open these because I will die from the scent. I will fall right out of this chair and be going to the beaver pond afterlife. God, I really feel some type of way about this beaver thing. God, I hate that. And why do we even think that? Okay, I was thinking this morning, why do all, well, I shouldn't say all, but why do most females find a very negative connotation in that cute little thing? I mean, I'm looking at this picture. Hold on a minute. It's not so clear on the beaver nuggets. Yeah, by the way, these are the most disgusting. Oh, they opened those in the car and I was like, oh, God. I'd rather eat a urinal cake. At least it would taste better. What is it about this that I don't get it? I don't get it. What? Like, who made that up? Who made this a euphemism for lady parts? I don't get it. And please do not enlighten me. It's rhetorical, okay? Don't answer. Do not answer. Don't. If you really need me to know, well, no, I was going to say sketch me a picture. No, don't do that. No, I'd rather you tell me. I don't know. What do you mean you got a dolly hat from there? They sell dolly hats at Buc-ee's? Really? I think you're lying. Hey Rachel, how are you? Y'all, I'm running as fast as I can through these comments. I'm reading the real short ones, the longer ones. Oh my God, did you name one of your chickens Dolly Parton? That is frigging genius. That Oh God, Johnson, I actually thought about you, girl. We went to the Biltmore, and when you go to the Biltmore, and that's the Vanderbilt's giant castle in Asheville, North Carolina. Well, when you buy your tickets, you get access to all this other fun stuff there. And they have a section called, what do they call it? Something, well, they have a winery and they have like a little working farm. They had all these chickens. It was hilarious. My husband has had chickens when he was a kid, so he knows what all these chickens are named. And of course, I'm like, oh my God, look at that one that looks like he's got a little feather duster on his head. He's so cute. And he was, I mean, if I was a chicken, that's the one I would have been, because that thing was walking around and it was funny. But one of these chickens, you know, those plastic, they're about that big around and they're like drainage pipes, I guess, but they're flexible. Well, it's partially buried in this, I guess, dirt mulch combination. Well, this one chicken, it kept going and it would put its head in this pipe and then it would pop up, look around. I actually think I have a little video of my phone. Some of those chickens have a lot of personality. I'm scared of birds though, so nope. And then my sister-in-law, who orders, they have a restaurant there in the stables that were converted into a restaurant. And my sister-in-law ordered some kind of like sampler platter. So you got chicken, pork, and there were signs everywhere in the little farm. It was like a petting zoo. You got to go in and they had these signs that said, do not feed the chickens or any animals anything. They are on special diets. So when the sampler platter came, it took until then for her to like make the connection. And of course, then we all started giving her shit about it. Like, oh, I wonder if that's Fluffy from the... They had a giant pig. Oh my God. That thing, it was huge. Huge. You could brush it. No, I'm not brushing anything that could sit on me and kill me. No, I don't. That's not my. Hey, Bad Apple, how are you? It was fun though. But yes, they had all kinds of chickens. My husband said they had Silkies, Rhode Island, something or others. I mean, they had some chickens who had some damn good hair. Shit, a lot of those chickens had better hair than Betty. You know, I wasn't letting that one go by. Y'all, I got a t-shirt. I think I lied when I said I didn't think about YouTube while I was gone. I didn't until I got in this fabulous gift shop in Knoxville. And, you know, Dolly Parton is from Pigeon Forge. And a lot of the stores carry a lot of Dolly Parton theme. In fact, I have a fantastic picture that I'm going to upload after I just color one of my family members in it, and she's a kid. So I'm just gonna, color her face so that you can't see it. But in between two of the buildings, they do these wall murals, and there is a fabulous mural on this giant brick wall of Dolly Parton and me and my little family member standing in front of it. But yes, in one of the gift shops, I saw a T-shirt that's it's a Dolly-ism. And oh, that's why you gotta have the. Okay, I get it now. Sorry, I forgot about Mrs. Parton, Ms. Parton, whatever. I saw this T-shirt. There was a lot of good Dolly-isms. One of my favorites is, it costs a lot of money to look this cheap. She ain't lying, but that's not the one I got. The one I got, I was like, I don't care what it costs, I'm buying it. I'll be unveiled. Oh, you know what? I think I'll unveil that this weekend when I do my dramatic reading. Yes, y'all, get ready. The Kung Fu Cats, they're coming back for dramatic reading of the Pelican Brief, part 5429, subsection A, B, C, sub 1, 2, and 3. It's back. Yes, that'll be the perfect place for that T-shirt. I promise you all will like it. It is, yes, ma'am, this is the Buc-ee's outfit. It certainly is. See the little Buc-ee beamer? Here I thought I was going to be in some damn mossy oak getup. What do they call that? Oh, a ghillie suit. Yeah. I was like, if they have a ghillie suit that's in, pink, put a little belt around them. Oh, I excel at this. Trust and believe. You know what I said yesterday? I said, you know what? If I said 1/100th of what swirls around up here, and I'm, you want to know how I chat? Here's how I do it. And I highly recommend this. Listening. Oh, yeah. And then I wait, and it's a cost benefit analysis. Ooh, well, boy, I really want to say this. Ooh, but if I do, better be ready for what's coming. And I then just mash one finger on the backspace key. My backspace key on my iPad has got a dent in it. It's gonna pop right off anytime. But that's okay. I'll just get another one. Yeah. Use the backspace. Backspace is your friend. Sometimes it feels good. Just let it all out, and then it's also, incidentally, it's one of the keys to a happy marriage. Yes, just shut the fuck up. I learned that a couple marriages back. Yeah. Yeah, I've always said they don't call me Zsa for nothing. They weren't all my fault. Please don't take it to mean that. But discretion is the better part of valor. There's gotta know when to hold them, when to fold them. Boy, those were some great lyrics to that song. But yes, it is very it's a very good building block on the foundation of a happy marriage. It might have taken me 12, but it's not 12. Okay. It's more than 1, less than 8. It might have taken me a few to figure it out. Oh, I had an exceedingly bad, I didn't always choose well, let's just say that. Oh, at least I finally learned. But yeah, sometimes they say you have a starter house. Well, I had a starter marriage, or 3 or 4. And I don't give a damn. I don't care. Like, it's My husband doesn't care. What the hell do you care for? But yes, it's definitely a building block of any relationship. Yeah, you would be surprised how much more smoothly things go when you just don't react. Just don't. I mean, obviously you got to have somebody who's sane and on the same wavelength as you for the most part. You can't always win, let's just say that. And you know, I know the arguments that I need to win. And they're very few and far between. Take my word for it. I promise. I wouldn't lead you all astray. Ooh, Brock's candy. I used to love that shit. Our grocery store growing up had it. Bulk candy. Oh, Johnson, go to my. Hold on, I'll pull up the video and show you. We're not going to watch it all. We'll just watch the very beginning where I come strolling in. And you will get to see one of my other cats. You'll get to see the mother of that is Jay Wilby, big fat sexy bastard. His mom comes in to hang out. Okay, here we go. The Buc-ee's reveal. Look at that, would you please?
Good morning. What's new, pussycats? How are you?
That's enough.
I'm Lisa.
There you have it. There's the Buc-ee's outfit. That one was rather funny because my cats, they have the best. Those cats have a really good sense of timing. Clearly better than I do. And for some reason, Whoopi wasn't down today. He very much enjoys the camera. And typically when I come in here, I don't do those videos as much as I used to. But usually when I come in here and turn the light on, he's so conditioned that he'll come strutting in and just take his big old fat sexy self wherever he wants. Tell me all about it. Hi, Laura. How are you? Oh, y'all. You know what? This is kind of, I'm actually going to talk about this, not with you two, but just in general with all the shit that's going on. I'm just going to drop a little bit of Lisa isms for you. And, you know, I'm sure nobody will listen or pay it any heed. That doesn't mean I'm not going to say it. Listen, that's been a running theme in my life. Why would I stop now? Hey, Revival. I'm almost done with the hellos, I think. I'm always behind. I'm ridiculously behind. Hey, Zen, work. Oh, that's right. Zen is one of, well, I think I can count on two hands how many work. So Zen holding it down for the working folks. Go make somebody beautiful, girl. Oh. Hey, Nonsense. How are you? Hi, Chronicles. How you doing? All right. I swear to God, I'm running now, and I'm running in these. Would you please notice that the little flowers carry through with the floral theme on the back of this? Hey, Literally Davis fam, how are you? Now I'm traumatized every time I see a beaver. Oh, I just got to know what that's about. I'll ask my husband. He's going to give me the what? He's used to me asking him some very bizarre shit based on YouTube. Hey, YouTube duckery. Oh, Rapper. Oh, hi, Rapper. Who Who's your avatar today? Okay. Hi, Finn Carvey. How are you? Oh, stripper's gonna that stripper's gonna have to pull a double shift to buy these. I don't like acrylic. I really don't. These though, these spoke to me. These are some high class acrylic. Is that acrylic? I've already said I'm 4'11". I'm very small. I do wear flats. This is the only place I wear heels. Okay, speaking of heels, I got 2 show and tells before we get into this shit. Well, since I said heels, we'll segue right into the heels. Oh, actually, though, this one will pale in comparison, so I better do the. Now, there's an Anthropologie by my aunt's house when we go to Knoxville, and it's not a huge one, but it's very close, and I always like to go there because, you know, they do their back room after Christmas sale. I almost forgot my Anthropologie story. Okay, so we're in Anthropologie, and I'm making my way like a heat-seeking missile to the back room where they keep all the sale shit. And yeah, I like a sale. Hell yes. But before I got there, I was going through the housewares department, and they're blowing out Christmas stuff. So they had these shelves that were probably, well, I think they were longer than me. So let's just say they were like 2x4s. And well, that would indicate they were 4 feet. Let's say they were 2x5, possibly 2x6. They were very long, but they're about, 2 wide. Just on those, like, are they called L brackets? Kind of janky for Anthropologie. I think y'all need to step your damn merchandising display game up a bit, especially in light of what happened to me. So there we are, and I'm looking at all kinds of shit that I don't need, and I go to pick something up off the 2x4-ish, and I swear to God, it was like a teeter-totter when the fat kid jumps off. And the poor skinny kid on the other end of the teeter-totter goes like this, and you're picking mulch out of your ass for a week. Everything on the shelf that was remaining on the shelf slid and broke one at a time. And the entire store. And I'm standing there like, oh, it was one of these like slow motion. And I promise you, everything just started doing this, and one at a time. First it was a spoon rest, then it was a cup, then it was a saucer, then it was a dessert plate, and then it was something else. I don't even know what it was. And by that time, I was just like, I was watching it happen. The lady comes running over, and my aunt looks at her and she says, that was not her fault. And it wasn't. It had been picked over so much that they did not redistribute the weight of what was left on it. And when I picked it up, and did I mention that they have cement floors in this Anthropologie? If I had been with my husband, he would have died 1,000 deaths and waited for the floor to swallow him up. Like my husband is not a person who wants to be noticed places, like, which does make it interesting that he married me. But I mean, and I'm talking the entire store did one of these. So of course they come rushing over. Are you okay? I said, yeah, I'm fine. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm fine, but that sweater in the window, that would really make it a lot better. It would smooth over my mortification at having the whole store staring at me because, oh yeah, that little blonde, she's the one that broke the whole store. So of course I couldn't leave without buying a thing or 12. And I saw this back in the housewares department, and I said, self, you need that. I don't know what the hell you're going to do with it. you're going to put in your office with all the rest of the tchotchke shit that you just have to have. How cute is this? But wait, there's more. It actually smells good too. I'd say I would light it, but the house would probably catch on fires. But yeah, when I'm done, I'll get all the wax out of it, and I'll keep fabulous treasures in it. You know, maybe like little tiny knives. I don't know. The only other thing I brought for show and tell, for you beauty fans out there, I have never tried these perfumes before. This is one in a series, and they come out with new ones all the time. I will definitely be looking into the other ones. My sister-in-law gave me this. It is Good Girl. Oh, see that? I am a good girl. Good Girl, Carolina Herrera blush. Now the box is pretty enough. And of course it had all this great, like, oh, very pretty. Are you ready for this? If this smelled like beaver nuggets, I'd still spray it all over myself. It just so happens that it smells as fantastic as the bottle looks. How cute is that? In fact, I didn't put any on yet this morning. Oh, you spray it back here. It's not cheap, so I'm not going to spray anymore. I'm not looking to, like, deodorize the whole room. But so if you are a perfume fan and you want a beautiful bottle, Carolina Herrera, Good Girl. Okay. Woo! That is strong. Yeah, I know they have other scents. I don't know what they smell like. But I think they come out with a new drop every. Now, what did she tell me? I don't remember. All right. So now, in light of everything that's going on, first and foremost, I don't believe there's anybody involved that has entirely clean hands or is blameless. And here's why I highlighted True Texan's comment, because I think that I noticed that this clip channel is still going. What's in their own words? Is that what it's called? Or my own? In their own words. Yes, the ones, God, listen, no matter what, y'all have done me a solid by giving me that damn avatar that I'm having made into office wallpaper as we speak. And that really is a thing you can do. I'm not doing it. I mean, even I'm not that ridiculous. But oh God, I kind of wish I was. Oh, maybe I'll just do it as a screensaver on my phone. I had a little mention in one, and a mention in another one of the more recent ones. And that was just audio of when I was on panel and Granny's Watching was being discussed. And I really don't even know why I was in it, because I didn't know a thing about her, except that back in the day when I used to listen to Natasha Cooper casually, I was never in chat. And I didn't know really anything about this part of YouTube. Obviously, she's got a very distinct voice, so I recognized that. And then it kind of clicked, and I was like, oh, that's who she was always fighting with. And it's funny because the one thing that I remember from all that, I remember a video of her taking a letter and filming herself putting it in a mailbox and saying something to Natasha Cooper about it. I don't know it doesn't matter. But while I thanks so much, I guess, for including me in the party, I'm not sure why. I want to make it really plain that as I said before I left on vacation, I was not then, nor am I now, in the inner circle. I have never done Discord. I'm never going to do Discord. Newsflash, and y'all don't need me to tell you this, but that's not going to stop me from telling you again for the 87th time. This Discord shit, it's not good. Okay. And the very thing that makes this place run is the connections that you make with people. And the closer you get, if you want, I guess what I'm getting at is if you want to be in the inner circle, well, you better go in, you better jump in that pool with both feet. And while I'm not in Discord, because I know better, I just know better. I'm old enough and I'm grown enough. I've been through enough shit in my life that listen, I have seen and done some crazy shit. Of that you can be sure. I've never seen anything like this place. I've seen people like this. I've not seen large groups of people like this. Familiarity breeds contempt. And even if you're not in Discord, if there's anyone that you talk to, I talk to Crazy Nurse all the time. I talk to a few others all the time who I'm not going to put on blast because it's not important. And I don't mean it, they're not important. I mean, we'll just use Crazy Nurse because I don't think either one of us have ever made a secret of the fact that we talk daily, several times a day. I've had to give her Betty timelines, like nothing after 8. And I need to get fully caffeinated before I start watching Betty in the morning. There is not one of us sitting here listening that can say that you don't have messages that you have exchanged with someone else where you have said things that you would be mortified if they got out into the public sphere. I mean, do you think I am very careful what I put in a chat, memorialize in writing, or say? Listen, you may not believe in it, it may not seem like it, but I promise you, I am very thoughtful with what I say, and I say things in a certain way, and I refrain from saying a ton of things. But absolutely, I have had private conversations with someone I trust, some buddies I trust, that I would never want to get out. So I really just, and anybody that says different, you're lying. You are lying. My God, we do it with our own families. I mean, do you think I don't commiserate with my other in-laws sometimes about other family members? Like, oh my God, she pissed me off so much. We all do this, okay? At some point, somebody has to stop. And I listen, the one thing I've always said, don't lie about me. Do not lie about me. If you lie about me, you will get a response. So I completely understand how aggravating and frustrating, and everybody wants to vindicate themselves when someone is putting something on them that is either being misrepresented, misinterpreted, or just plain wrong. But I mean, I was hoping to say that everybody's tired of it, but it's obvious that everybody isn't tired of it because everybody's watching with bated breath. I truly, like, for me, I've heard enough. I think everybody has done shit that they shouldn't have said, shouldn't have done. There is nothing worse than anybody you thought was your friend that this happens. I mean, there's just nothing worse than, first of all, you feel like an asshole because you're like, how could I have been so wrong? And when I've said several times, you know, everybody's here for a different reason. Everybody wants to achieve different things by being here. I'm not trying to get famous. I'm not trying to get in your wallet. But that doesn't mean I wouldn't like to see my channel grow. But here's the thing. I got the formula. I know how to do it. I just won't do it because I can't have that kind of chaos in my life. I cannot be pissed off and upset every day with, I just cannot. It starts to get into your real life. And there's just no ending to it. There is just, I mean, now we've got another scandal happening. I don't even know what it is. I have been wrong several times about people on this platform. I've trusted the wrong people. But that, you know, when I say that, it's only going so far. I have had one here's what I can say. If y'all think that what's going on with all of you, and I'm talking about everything that in their own words is documenting. If y'all think that that is horrible, and I'm not trying to take away from it, I know. What I'm saying is I've never shared, and I'm not going to now. But if you don't think that I have my own YouTube breakup story, I do. And to this day, as I sit here, I've never gotten, I don't even know why it happened, because I wasn't given the benefit of an explanation. And it still smarts, it still stings. But I promise you, myself and that person, we run into each other occasionally here and there, and it's always very cordial and pleasant. Hi, how are you? I have never released any messages between us. I don't think she has. I've never worried about her doing that. But just because that wasn't done, please do not believe for 1 minute that, well, it's been over a year and I'm still, it still bothers me. And it doesn't even bother me for the obvious, like, well, that was you picked it, you picked her. What's wrong with you? No. And I refuse to change. I'm not going to start looking at everybody suspect because been proven to not make the greatest choices in who I trust. That's just not me. But because let's face it, if you're not going to give people what they want to hear, well, they're not going to listen to you. So I have to connect with it. I'm not going to talk about the formula to get a lot of people watching you is to be tits deep in everybody's drama every day. But what comes with that is you got to be willing to take all the backlash that's going to come with that. And you've got to take the consequences that come from. One thing somebody told me one time that was I understand it now. And it was, if you're gonna do drama, go balls to the wall. Got to do it all the way. And clearly that's what people want to see. But I see what people do, all this real life shit. And it's like, I'm sorry. There's just not anything or anybody that I would invite that kind of chaos into my life for. I wouldn't. I think that if y'all do not think that it is not, I cannot even fully articulate what it takes to stand alone and be your own person and not be dictated to or answer to anybody. See, when you start getting in these really tight friend groups or these discords, inner circle, I hate that, but it works. When you want to start getting in these, when you want to be in the inner circle, and I get it. I mean, it's, if you really like somebody and they like you and you start, talking back and forth or whatever, first of all, y'all, anybody should know, more than 2 women, that's a problem. It just is. I hate that it's like that, but that's it. Any more than 2 women is a problem. And there's a hierarchy here, and everybody's always jockeying for position. And that is fed into more. I think it takes, if I find it difficult, it's easy for me to understand why some people just they fail epically. Here's the deal. Nobody is going to dictate to me where I go, who I talk to, who I give money to. Nobody. I don't, if you don't pay my bills, I don't answer to you. And I am friends with people who just detest each other, independent of each other. I mean, I'm friends with Queen Bee. I would call Laura a friend. I mean, I reach out to her periodically to say, hi, how are you doing? I mean, I don't hang out in Laura's chats because she's not usually live when I'm conscious. There are lots of, and those two hate each other, or they have no use for each other. Let's just say that. But all I have ever asked of anybody, and all I ever will ask, is if you cannot trust that I am not going to sit by and listen to someone else actively shit talk you or trash you. Hey, Amberly. Well, then, it's probably not going to, we're probably not going to be able to be anything more than, hey, how are you? This is very much a game you have to know how to play. This is strategy. What I attempt to do is being probably one of the most, I'm trying to do the most delicate balancing act there is on here. And what is that? That is I've said a million times, anybody who's ever been good to me, I don't forget that. And I appreciate that. And one of the problems on here, money, I don't care if it's on YouTube or if it's in the real world, I don't care what it is. Money brings problems. Money makes people do crazy things, say crazy things, act ways they wouldn't act if money wasn't involved. And I think a whole hell of a lot of the conflict on here is around money. It's very hard to not take up someone else's fight because they've got a problem with somebody. There's a lot of people that either expect blind loyalty. No. I have said many times, I am not going to not like somebody because they did you wrong. Now, that obviously depends on what kind of if it's something really gross and horrible, and I make my own decisions about where I go, and you just have to trust that I am not a duplicitous, shitty person. I think to the extent that I do achieve it, I think I am able to do that, to go here, go there, not say, look, everybody knows there's not a whole lot of people in this chat right now because everybody's listening to the latest dramatic shit show. But the ones that are here, let's just say, are controversial. And I don't expect to hear any issue about it. And if I do, well, I wouldn't say anything different than I've been saying. So to the extent that I am able to do maybe what I know that a lot of people feel like, well, I'm team X. So fuck you, team Y. And, oh, well, I don't really have a beef with that one. I kind of like going there. But I know there's going to be shit if they see me over there. Just for me personally, the only reason I'm here is for fun, to socialize. So seeing as I'm not here to make money, I will damn well go where I please. And I will welcome in my chat whoever I want. But I really hope y'all at some point, I mean, please stop. And this is directed to everybody. This is not directed to any one person. I'm saying this to everybody. Y'all stop. Stop with the messages. Stop telling tales out of school. Everybody's, I mean, how much more can there be? And really, I hate to see women behaving like this. I just do. And that's, I'm not trying to play holier than thou. But honest to God, you don't have to say everything you think. And it is definitely a balancing act. Because the very thing that makes this place run and makes it work is the very thing that makes this place not work. Drama is but you got to be prepared to take what comes with the drama. Just like the whole thing with, well, why is Granny's watching talking about this? We don't go over there and talk about her, It's funny because I'm sitting here going, well, how many I guess I look at this like a giant subdivision because here in Florida, you can have these big communities. Oh, well, let's take, what the hell is that place called? Oh, it's always on the news. It's like where all the old people go when they retire. You guys know what I'm talking about. I just can't think of it. It's in the center of the state. Anyway, it's like this giant community. And within the community, well, if you go to the left and you go down Sunny Lane, well, the homes on Sunny Lane, well, maybe those are like the smallest units. And let's say maybe that's a duplex or a townhouse. And that's at the entry level price point. Let's say, oh, these are $250,000. And then if you go down Main Street in the middle, well, then maybe everything on Main Street is, those start at 300 and go to 450. And then if you go to the Yellow Brick Road, well, everything there is $500,000 and over. I guess that's how this is, because I didn't realize that we had all these subsets of communities, but clearly we do. And I know people are saying, well, why is she covering this? Well, why the hell do you think she's covering it? I mean, it's the same reason that people will go. And why do you think everybody goes to Queen Bee? To air whatever's going on, whatever they want. If they want to be heard by a whole lot at once, well, that's where they go. And that open panel thing, listen, I've done that. Whoo! And that's another thing that will bring the views, but that's like herding cats. There's very little control, because obviously once it leaves the mouth, it's a little hard to rein it back in. And just the couple times I've done it, yes, the Villages, that thing is, that place is always on the news or something. Yes, the panels, absolutely. I think the panels bring drama without a doubt. That's what it is. And yes, that you just got to be willing to take what goes with it. I personally, no, I'm not. I can't commit to that, because nothing that goes on here is that important to me. Now, if that's how I made my living, well, yes, that's what I do, because so of course that's why. And I'm not telling grannies watching that she shouldn't be doing that. Not at all. Anybody's free to do whatever they want, but she's got to know what comes with it. I mean, it's like everything has a price. But I'm not I'm not on a team. I like who I like. I have never been in the inner circle. I'm never going to be. I don't want to know all of everybody's business. So on that note, well, I've been thinking on this. I wasn't sure if I was going to say anything, but I am, because everybody else has, so why the fuck not? And I kept quiet. I was already totally disrespected once. I pretty much stayed silent, and everything was fine. Then it happened again, and I was even going to stay silent then. But see, this one's a little more difficult for me. And I'm talking about Sinner. So I listened to the whole shit show, or long enough, 3 hours of my life that I cannot believe I lost listening to that bullshit. But I did. And I think a lot of it was because I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, what? Hey, slightly bitter gator. Hi, Dee. How are you? Why is it saying this can't be played in the background? What? And anybody else who came in while I was talking, hi. Okay, so I'm going to choose my words carefully. And I'll tell you why I'm saying it. And it's not even to him. It's about him. It's not to him. Because let's face it, I don't think there's anything that I could say that would... He's above my pay grade. We'll just say that. No, I'm going to say what I'm going to say because Emmy is my friend. I mean, I've never had... The only time we ever had words of any kind was when Sinner came in my chat and showed his ass and was abusive and combative and just an all-around shitty asshole to people in my chat that, Queen Bee was one. She wasn't the only one. There was other people in here. But y'all know, I do not go to people's chats to start shit. I don't go disrespect people in their own chats. Okay? I don't do that. Hell, I was in Betty's chat, and I don't think that anyone would tell you I was anything less than completely respectable. I did not insult anyone. I didn't argue with anyone. I wasn't even rude to anyone. So no matter what anyone may say about me, I mean, oh, she's a bitch. Okay, whatever. I'm not ill-mannered and I'm not rude. I don't do that. And that is more so for me. That's not even so much about, but it is in large part, of course. At least 50% is because, listen, y'all, much of what I say on here, is said for comedic purposes. Okay. I'm sorry, I cannot help it that a lot of these people just lend themselves to my useless talent. Okay. I don't know what to tell you. When I say that I do not have any real venomous animosity for anyone, I mean it. I don't want to see anything bad for anyone. And I mean that. I mean, do you think for 1 minute I would want to see anybody on this platform get sick, get in a terrible accident? Of course not. Now, that being said, do I think there are some real fucking bag of shit people on here? Yes, I do. Hey, Anarch Roach Girl, how are you? Somebody else popped in here while I was blah, blah, blah. No, maybe not. So I truly, even if you think I'm the biggest bitch in the world, I'm this, I'm that, okay, I'm never going to try and change. I am not going to argue with you about your opinion of me. Why would I? It's futile. I cannot change your opinion. I mean, I guess I could if I wanted to change myself, but I'm okay with myself. So it's not about that. But I don't ever want anybody to say, like, I've already told you all the labels I'm fine with. What I'm not fine with is I would never want anybody to say, oh my God, you know what? That bitch, she is classless. She's rude. You can't trust her. I've never betrayed anyone's confidence on here. Like I said, I've parted ways. I parted ways with someone that I talk to every day. I'm still bothered by it. It still hurts me. But I would never betray her, show messages between us. And yes, of course, there were messages where we were talking shit about people. We all do that. So when I tell you that I've thought about this, and I just feel like I know a lot of people have had a lot to say about him, and I got a few things to say too, and I'm going to keep it, I'm going to keep it civil. And it's going to fall on deaf ears anyway, so who cares? And like I said, it's not for him. But, and I did reach out to Emmy after he came in my chat the second time. And one thing I just really want to make plain is that I do not hold Emmy responsible for anything he does. Sinner. There's so many of the problems on here would poof, go bye-bye if everybody could come to the realization that the only thing you can control in this life is yourself. And hopefully your children, until they're of, the age where they fly the nest and they're off on their own. And, by control, I mean, just make sure that they understand how to, operate in the world. Please, thank you. This is, do this, don't do that. That's what I mean by control. So I don't now, nor have I ever thought that Emmy was responsible for anything that Sinner says or does. Though I don't think no, not at all. But he is abusive, okay? I don't care what his reasons are. I don't care if he was drunk, if he was this, he was that. He's abusive. And I don't want to see you become the target of that And while you're not responsible for anything he says or does, and Emmy, I'm still your friend. And I'll be here if you need me. But the way he spoke the other day, I was so appalled. Like I could, and dude, if you're gonna like be this, if you're gonna go in the deep end of the drama pool, you're gonna need to elevate your insult game. Because in all honesty, you sounded like a middle school kid. And every time you were asked a question that you should have been able to answer, I mean, this is how it usually goes. It's back, it's forth. I mean, you can talk to somebody that you can't stand without telling them you're fucking stupid, fuck you, you're a dumbass. You know what's interesting to me? And I haven't heard anybody comment on this. And it's the one thing that's stuck in my mind so much. So in the beginning of it, when it started, it's like, dude, I don't know what you do. Like, yeah, you paint. Okay. And actually, because I'm a grown-up and I'm not trying to pile on Sinner, but I think Sinner needs to hear some feedback from a whole grown-up woman who doesn't give a damn about a lot of the things that you think other people are here for. Like, you're nobody to me. And just like I told Emmy the last time I reached out to her, he is nobody to me, but your friend. That's all he is to me. And I actually think some of his art is quite good. It's not my taste, like it's not what I have in my house, but just because I have no use for him and I don't care for him, that doesn't mean that I can't, you know, give a positive feedback, because I always feel like, and I do try, and if you've ever watched me, you'll know, even when I'm getting ready to go in on Betty, I will try and like say, well, Betty, you know, that color pink actually looks nice on you. I really do. I really try, because if you cannot, much like Sinner did to beat him, if you cannot, as someone who calls himself an adult, if you can't speak without using the word fuck every fourth word, or, you know, just spewing profanities. And if you can't be civilized, I just feel like if you can say something complimentary, it just kind of lets somebody know that you're not, it's not really all that personal. And with me and Sinner, it's not personal at all, because I don't give a shit about him. What I give a shit about is that he is abusive as hell to anyone who dares to breathe the wrong way, I think. I really would hate to see what he does if he's really upset with someone. I don't know what his thing is with Queen Bee. I've seen the messages that came into her inbox, where it was calling her see you next Tuesday. And I mean, dude, I don't get that. And it's comical that you want to talk about how you protect good people. Well, who the fuck are you? And how do you know who's good and who's not? Because from where I'm sitting, you don't look so good. I mean, I don't run around doing shit like that. I would never do that. I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to Betty. I wouldn't do that to anybody. Who does that? Who reaches out to someone and says, hey, you fucking cunt, blah, blah, blah. Wow. I promise you, that says more about you than it does about whoever it is you're getting ready to fire off some very angry words for. But I would never have spoken on any of this. So we had the first time when he just disrespected the hell out of me in my chat for no reason. And up until this moment right now, and I'm still going to extend to him more than he deserves from me anyway. But that's just because that's who I am. And I'm not going to change who I am for the sake of him, because he's not that important. I will say that first time when he, was wilding out in my chat, there was no issue. I thought he liked me. And maybe he did, I don't know, but apparently his feelings, for the need for him to get out what he thought of people in the chat was more important than just being respectful of me. I mean, this isn't the time or the place. I've never asked anybody to give to me what I have not or would not give to them. So I didn't want much. I will say he did apologize to me. And I think most people probably know that is when Emmy said to me after that live, I reached out to her and listen, I think she was at work when that first thing happened. And I've always had the ability to reach out to her privately, and that's what I've always done. And that's what I would continue to do. This really is not, I'm speaking to him, but I hope she hears me, because I'm worried for you. I don't see where any association with him has done. Emmy, I still like you a lot. I still care about you. I still call you a friend. But I see people that thought you were the greatest thing. Like, when you started your channel, you really were a really nice breath of fresh air. And so many people just responded in such a good way to you. I mean, we did lives. I mean, I always loved to go in her chat when she would be talking about Betty, and she'd always say, "Oh, Crimes of Fashion coming in hot," because I would always have some funny joke. And you know what is the one thing I keep seeing repeatedly from just different people, and people that I know still think the world of you? And it's some version of, I am so surprised. I would have never believed that she would be okay, or have someone who treats people like Sinner does sitting next to her. Hi, Molly Collie. How are you? Hey, Petty Pillows. Nobody, it's like, I hope nobody holds her responsible for anything he does. Nobody should, because she's not responsible for anything he does. But when you don't denounce it and you continue to sit next to it, and I'm not trying to tell you what to do. You're a big girl. You do whatever you want. But I'm just saying, people take it as, well, if you're going to sit next to it and you're not going to strongly denounce it, this is what I keep seeing everywhere. And it is, it's sad because I need to find Jesus. Is that what I need to do? Well, how do you know that? Oh God, like oh God, I just love that. So yes, Miss Molly Conley, I promise I'll go find Jesus just as soon as I'm done. That, that always puzzles me when people do shit like that. It's like, how do you know that I'm not Jewish? How do you know I'm not a Buddhist? How do you know I'm not a Hindu? Don't you think it's a little presumptuous to come into somebody's chat, some stranger from the internet, and tell them they need to find Jesus? You do know that there's like a whole world of different religions out there, and not everybody believes in Jesus. Yeah, exactly. I didn't know I was lost. That always puzzles me when I hear people say shit like that. As if the whole world has to believe in Jesus. And and hey, me and JC, we're like that. I don't have any problems with him. I just always find it very presumptuous to like be telling strangers what they. Most people think religion is something quite personal. So sorry, just as a well-mannered person, I just find it puzzling. But that's just me. So okay, so carrying on. Back to my point I was gonna make that I haven't heard anybody mention this. So while my understanding is Sinner is an artist, and hey, dude, if you can support yourself as an artist, then my God, you are. Sorry, y'all, I just dropped a bunch of damn. I forgot I had these gift cards in my little I have many purses inside of my purses. This is one of the purses inside the purse where I put, lipstick and gift cards and shit like that. Just in case I'm out shopping and I find what do we have? Ulta, Sephora, Home Goods, all those places I might run into in the wild. But it's also what I want to look good when I meet Jesus. Anyway, anywho, yeah, Sinner, if you are supporting yourself, like feeding yourself as an artist, well, good for you, because and I'm not being a smartass. That is like, it's kind of like when you go to the city and everybody who waits on you in a restaurant is an actor. I mean, artists are the same way. It's rare is the artist who can support themselves solely off of their work, at least until they get established. So, hey, kudos to you for that. That's definitely an accomplishment. However, it's you hurl these insults and accusations at people, and I'm going to just kind of paraphrase and bunch it all up into one insult. Musicians, that's another. I mean, they all kind of fall under the broader heading of artists. He just happens to be he paints. But I've heard many times with, different diatribes he's been on, tirades, where it's kind of like, oh, well, all you fucking losers who sit over here and all you do is sit on YouTube and get in drama and blah, blah, blah. Says the man that when he first came on, because I was there, I was already there before he came on, because, Granny's Watching has been coming up in my feed. obviously, because of things that are taking place that she's talking about. So when he came on the panel, I was like, oh, fuck. Well, let me back up just a tad. We had the thing where he showed his ass in my chat. I reached out to Emmy because she was kind of in and out of the chat when that happened. She said to me, right after it happened, she said, just take my wrench. And I said, and I appreciated that she didn't make me say to her, listen, you guys, I've already said, I give people wrenches because I like you. It just so happens that I lucked out and actually have people who, I'm a useless wrench. I always look at it as that's just, you give it to me because you like me. Please don't ever give me a wrench because you think I'm good at modding. I'm not, I'm terrible. And that's the only time. Well, there's one other occasion. And that was with Gina. And Gina did apologize to me. And of course, I accepted it. And I told her, same thing I wish for everyone this new year, a happy, healthy, prosperous new year. Gina, be well. I hope the best for you. And I appreciate you apologizing. So, but that's the only time I've ever taken a wrench from, and I didn't have to take it. Fortunately, Emmy spared me that. And she just said, just take it. And I did. Because, and the way I looked at it was this. Obviously, at the time I was pissed. But I didn't take that out on her. And I know that she was in an impossible position, truthfully. I mean, you've got your friend and your other friend. And, there's nothing else I really need to say about it. It was a bad position to be in. And we obviously knew, hi Gina, we obviously knew that it was going to continue to happen. It wasn't going to get better. So let's just stop it. Let's just do away with it. And it was great. That's what we did. And we never missed a beat. There was never bad feelings, not on my part. And I don't think there were on hers. And I will say, Sinner did email me that night and he apologized and I accepted it. And and I said it was short and sweet. I said, I appreciate you apologizing. And I'm sure I said some other, just pleasantry in parting. And that was that. But I did ask Emmy at that time. I said, would you do me a favor? Just tell him, stay out of my chat. And that was that. And he did. And he respected that until, well, right. I think it was my last live stream before I went on Christmas break. And he came in and because I didn't block him. You guys, there's hardly anybody on my block list. I think there's 3 or 4 rappers. There's less than 10 people. And the only ones I know is rapper. And there's another Gina Diamond on there. So the other ones I've never seen before. And I don't know who they are. I'm not like, I don't need an echo chamber. I'm not looking to like, oh, block them. You look at me wrong, block them. No, I don't do that. I didn't think I needed to do that. So that's where it was. Well, then he came in here before break and I didn't go back and read it. And quite frankly, the reason I didn't go back and read it is twofold. Number one, I don't ever go back and read the chat. And the reason for that is because I'm like, oh God, no, I'm scared. Ignorance is bliss. And I know that's probably not the best way to be. Plus, it just takes up more of my time. that I don't feel like I should have to. I feel like we're adults. I do not come to your house because that's what this is. This is my electronic living room. I don't come to your house and start shit. I've never gone to Emmy's and started shit. I've never gone to their joint channel together ever. And I think he has a channel by himself and I would never go to his. So I just don't do that. That's why he wasn't blocked. But he came in here. Now, what's interesting about this is the second time. This 2 times now, Emmy and I have been having a text exchange, and unbeknownst to either one of us at the time, I was texting her about something and just giving her details of the situation. And we each thought the other was talking about a completely different situation. So when I texted her after that live stream, and I wished her Merry Christmas. And I just said, I don't know why he came in my chat, but I know this. I know the last time that the chat was all stirred up and I had to apologize to people and play kindergarten cop was the last time he was in my chat. And I just said, I feel like, and I was nothing but respectful to the man. He came in. My opinion is he was in here only to start, mixing shit up with Queen Bee because she happened to be in here that day. And she'd been in here quite a while. So I'm pretty sure he was watching for whatever reason. And I think he saw several people in the chat that he didn't like and he wanted to tell about themselves. So when he came in, I could see, I didn't see the details of it, but I knew it was starting to get there. Let's just say there was already drama going on outside of him. There was some back and forth. There were people in here who were beefing. And listen, y'all, please believe me when I tell you that I know less than probably everybody at this point about all of the back and forth that went down between Jonesin, Nunya, Queen Bee, I have no idea what Queen Bella has to do with anything. Queen Bella's a mod here. I'm not gonna unmod people because Queen Bee's upset with them. And she would never ask me to. But I'm just saying, just because I am friends with Queen Bee, please believe me when I tell you that I am in a very awkward position because I have mods that I know are at least on the fringes of all the shit that's gone down. And I don't know anything about it. And actually, I like it that way. But it's the second time this has happened with me and Emmy. She thought when I reached out to her that I was talking about something completely different. And then it was like, oh, I didn't know what you were talking. I wasn't aware of that. And it kind of went from there. And, I know that she seems to be the only person on here that he, I know he says that he's her great friend. But I would say if you're her great friend, I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't, you call it whatever you want. I'm sure he'd call it white knighting. I've white knighted for Emmy many times. Not at her request, but just because I thought things that were being said and done were wrong. So I don't know how helpful it is. I know I personally, when I think a lot of a friend, I don't go around speaking like an uneducated, immature, abusive asshole to everybody that, by the way, lots of those people are sub to her. I mean, it's one thing. I don't know. I don't understand that kind of. I don't know how he thinks that is helpful to Emmy. Because while hopefully no one holds him responsible or her responsible for his behavior, well, it kind of sounds like you're. I mean, if I felt like she was in an impossible position, just with the trivial little thing of holding a wrench for me, while also being your friend, knowing that you had just insulted the shit out of my friends, well, I mean, if I had angst over that, it's very surprising to me that you don't feel more, you know, we all have thoughts about people. I mean, and I suppose if I were you, I would just, I would just let loose with everything I think. But trust me when I tell you, I'm not going to do that. I don't think I need to do that. I think you have, you've done more to show people who you are than I could ever do. But, I don't know. I just, that's not how I go around, endearing the community to, because we do all share subs. That's a fact. But what was so telling to me was Sinner, who's, so above all this. And you seem to think that you are so much better than everybody here. Like you are so morally superior. Oh, and before I go further down that road, I think I've already made this plain a million times. I do not condone anyone going real life on anyone else. I do not, Sinner, while I do not agree with anyone posting or putting out any criminal record you may or may not have. I don't agree with that. I don't condone that. I would never do that. Here's what I will tell you though. If you're going to go around behaving like you do, read the room. You know where you are, right? I mean, there's a reason that I'm not sitting here with an open panel telling you everything I really think about you. Like I said, you've done a much better job than I could. And it means a lot more coming from you than it will from me. And I hope it doesn't drive a wedge between me and Emmy. Because while we may not, talk on the regular, and the only reason, Emmy, that I don't go to your chats anymore, well, I mean, a lot of it is the time. I don't YouTube at night. But even if you are on during the day, as long as he's there, no, because I'm not going to make myself a target for his irrational anger. I don't know what Queen Bee's ever done to him. I know he obviously hates her. I don't know why. Don't care. But yeah, I don't condone anybody doxing anything about his life. That being said, I would never do it, but obviously it's been done. And for the record, I haven't seen it. I don't want to see it. But if you're going to go around behaving as you do. Well, that's the neighborhood you're in, sir. That's sport here, you know, that's what people do. And I have to tell you, as far as being abusive to people, you're way up here. And frankly, here's another read the room. You know, you're like a unicorn here. I don't know what the percentage is, but if I had to guess, I mean, I would think it's 95-5 women to men. So that it's very puzzling to me that you would come in and be so abusive. Dude, you're abusive to everybody that gives you any kind of pushback. It's bizarre. And you I would have never spoken of you again. And I've waited and thought about it, and I'm still measuring my words. And just like I told Emmy the last time I texted her, that's because of Emmy. It's not because of you, because I don't give a shit about you. It's for her. I don't want to hurt her with my thoughts on you. I have bent over backwards to not sweat her over anything. Hey, Crystal. Hi, Ranty Pants. Hey, Road Rash. I truly have. I've bent over backwards to try and just not give her advice that she probably doesn't want. She needs it. I'm sure she doesn't want it. But I'm not the only one. But since you couldn't just let it be, hey, Heartland, honey, and let me be. Well, now that I've thought about it, I'm saying my piece. And I hope I don't have to revisit this. I mean, I would prefer, I guess if I need, and the funny thing is, he's still not blocked. I have not blocked him. Hey, Stargazer. Hey, Betty with the good hair. I love that. So Sinner, who's so superior to all of us low life playing around here in Karama, this is what has stuck with me, besides the absolutely juvenile, childish, immature, I know you are, but what am I? I mean, you may as well have said that. And here's just another piece of advice from me to you. When you have to resort to playground bully tactics in an argument where you couldn't just listen, I would have, if Betty popped in this chat right now and said, hey, bitch, I want to talk to you, I would speak with her. I would let her come on panel. I mean, we'd have to agree to some ground rules, but my point is, I would speak to her, because I feel like if she's going to have the balls to come and confront me, then the least I owe is some civility and to make my points. So I would, if you lose whatever you think you've got in your argument that makes you so superior to all the low life here in Krama, where for whatever reason you're balls deep, and make no mistake, you are. Because here's what I kept going back to, and I'm still thinking about, and it's like, wow. Every time I hear his name, this is what I think. When he first popped on to Granny's Watching, because apparently, I guess while he's busy making masterpieces, he's got Krama going in the background or whatever. And yep, I guess like a heat-seeking missile, for whatever reason, he was right over there. And I heard him say at some point in the beginning that Correct me if I'm wrong, because I swear to God, I thought this is what I said and I fucking died laughing. I hope I'm not conflating this with something else I heard. Here's what I know I heard. I know I heard him say he was going to have breakfast. Now, remember, I think he's on the West Coast. I think he's 3 hours behind in Pacific time. I could be wrong about that. Hey, all signs say yes. But he said something about he's going to eat or going to breakfast. I think I heard him say he was going to eat crepes. And I was thinking to myself, yeah, because that's a fucking real manly thing to, oh, that's a flex. I could be wrong about that. And if I am, forgive me. And I'll apologize if I'm wrong. Well, who gives a shit about that? Anyway. 3 hours later, and I'm sitting back thinking to myself, well, are we at lunch or dinner now? Where are we? Because you, who's so busy, he fell all over himself. Oh, Stargazer, can we take that out of there, please? I don't want to. Yeah, I don't, even though I think he's a shitbag, I don't want him. I don't want any of his, I don't even want the state where he lives put in this chat. So yeah, just back over that for me. I don't think I can do it. Crazy nurse, we just take care of that. Yeah, that was like it was almost 3 hours. And thank you. You could have the best argument and the best points in the world. You could be 100% in the right. But when you cannot even be civilized, I mean, you weren't even civil. Honestly, of all the shit I've heard on here, that has got to be the most abusive. I was embarrassed. Like, I had secondhand embarrassment through a lot of it. Because I was like, did he really just say, dummy, shut up, dummy, shut the fuck up, fuck you? Wow. So yeah, I mean, that's all I have to say about that. I mean, and then we got all this shit about C&Ds flying around. And I have no idea what that is about. I don't know why that would have been done. I know what he said. And see, there's another reason that while I don't hold Emmy responsible for what he says, but he seems to be her spokesman. Like, first he said, well, I don't know about that. And then he knew all about it, 5 minutes later. So which is it? And I don't know. I just think it's Emmy. Truly, I always believed her to be almost universally liked in this community. I don't ever remember here, with the exception of a few people, I don't ever remember people having anything but nice things to say about her until he came around. And it's not my place to tell anybody what to do, but sir, you are abusive, and you're crude, and you're rude, and as someone who does care about your friend, me, I'm sure you hate me now too, and that's okay. I don't care. But hopefully you believe that I only care about her, and you are doing damage to her channel. You're not doing her any favors. So I don't know, maybe just stop going around just showing your ass. Like, it's you. Yeah, you are. You tell yourself whatever you want. You are no better than anybody else here. And truth be told, you are very abusive yourself. So take it for what it's worth, which is probably nothing, but oh. Well, oh, we talked about, I told you I'm going to do the dramatic reading. You know, isn't it? Hey, Lorton girl. See, Nikki, how are you? I mean, just in this chat. I see there's several people in here that are saying exactly, and I'm not going to highlight them because I'm just not, because I wouldn't, I'm not gonna, I don't want to hurt her to make a point with him, because listen, my feeling is you don't, I mean, she built that channel before he came along. And, just because the two of them have their own dedicated channel, that does not mean that, oh, well, that's the only place that anybody's ever going to, Yeah, hold on. Let me put the link down. Do I need to put do you want me to put the overlay up? I think I will, just in case. Just in case. I don't want anything, in case your camera, I don't know if do you ever go on camera? Okay, hold on. I don't even think I've ever heard your voice. Okay, hold on. Overlay. All right. All right. Y'all see the overlay? Oh God, orbs. We got flying orbs. Unhoused person. Oh, I like that one. Okay. Oh, you do? Okay, so hold on. Let me take the overlay down. Okay, there it is. I never put the damn thing up, so I've only done it once before. Okay, let me find the link. Invite. Copy. Okay, let me get back to the chat. All right. Okay. All right, I just put it down. Starting to get a bed sore. Hey, Eerie Sunset. Oh, listen, I don't want to be covering it, and I've only gone on the fringes of it. I really did. I thought about this when I turned my YouTube back on, it was, the last couple days trying to decide what I was going to talk about. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, I just wanted to make a comment, if I could.
Yes. Why do I know your voice but not by this name? Would I know it under another name?
No, it's me. I've been on panels before.
No, you sound like somebody else from a pod. Did you ever do a podcast?
No.
Okay. It'll come to me. Who you sound like. Okay. All right. Lay it on me.
But my point I was going to make, it, especially over like the last 2 weeks, but it's gone on way longer than that, It's the dogpiling aspect of the open panels. I don't care who it is, if they're nice or they're a dick, it doesn't matter. It's like if one person goes up and there's already 3 or 4 up there, it's like a dog pile. And they won't let someone finish their statement. Now, I'm not defending anybody.
No, and you know what? You know why I think it is? I think that happens because, well, I think it happens for a couple of reasons. I think, like, you know, unfortunately, this is a team sport, while at the same time being an individual sport, which is very hard to articulate. But when you have a channel, it becomes very clear that both things exist at the same time, which is so bizarre in itself. But so I think it happens because people who come, especially if it's people who come on panel that do not have channels, I think a lot of people feel like, you know, because we only get, what is it, 200? Do we get 200 words in a chat, or 100? Whatever it is. You only get so many words.
200 letters. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I wish it was 200 words. Letters. Yeah, that makes the difference. Okay. So I think some people are not great at expressing themselves in any kind of detail in 200 letters. And I think sometimes people really want to put their 2 cents in, and that's their chance to do it. It's like, oh my God, this is my chance and I'm taking it.
I agree. I'm just, it's been going on a long time. I mean, the last couple of weeks hasn't stopped it, but you go to Channel A and there's already 3 or 4 people up there. Let's say up there a lot, or 2 or 3, it doesn't matter. You go up there to answer a question to the creator or someone up there who's made a comment, they won't even let you get it out of your mouth most of the time. And they're already clapping back. They're not listening at all.
Very true. There's not a lot of listening that goes on here.
I mean, they already know, they think they know what you're going to say, and they think they already know, they're already thinking about what they want to say back to you without letting you even finish. And it's gotten a lot worse the last 2 weeks. It really has.
Yeah, well, I'm actually glad that I wasn't around for those. I mean, I honestly, I was surprised that things hadn't moved on, to the next.
Oh, it's not going to happen.
Big thing. I mean, unfortunately, what I hate is that, well, you're here all the time. Look at the number in the chat. I mean, that's about a third of what, or so, of what it typically is. And that's because there's something much more interesting going on that everybody wants. That's another problem, is everybody wants to know everything. I don't want to, truthfully, I'm telling you, I did not even know until, I guess it was probably right after I came back, that some of like you and somebody else were kind of on the fringes of what's going on. I mean, unfortunately, very few people are going to come out of this unscathed. And I hate that.
I got dragged into it right off the bat with one of those clip channels, and it was bullshit. It was not true.
In their own words, that one.
I don't know which one it was.
The one that does all the crazy animation, the new one.
It's one of those 3. Yeah, there's 3 now.
Oh, that's right. I did see somebody tagged me in a brand new one. What the hell was it called? I don't remember, but
That's
Brandon.
okay. They were told something that wasn't true, but they ran with it. And there was no way they could reach out and ask. I mean, it
That's
is what
another
it is.
problem. Yeah, that's another problem. Plus now you have to throw in all of the, because unfortunately this is entirely personality driven, this whole platform. And people, listen, I've liked people, I have disliked people before for stupid reasons, but we're humans, and that's, I shouldn't say dislike. I have, there's been people that I haven't given the chance that I should have because of stupid things, not actual contextual things, just, oh, I fucking hate your voice, or so that doesn't help either when you've got the problem, and then you'll have people who aren't involved in the problem, but they feel some type of way about somebody who is in the problem. So then it's like, oh, well, I'm gonna, people white knight in all kinds of ways. Sometimes it's subtle, sometimes it's, more obvious. Listen, I've been trying to figure this place out for a while. And I'm only slightly more enlightened than I was a while back. I will say that there is an incredibly steep learning curve to all of this. And I don't think I think you could spend every day of your life on here and not ever fully figure it out, and still learn new things all the time. And then let's throw money into the mix, because that always helps things.
Well, that's your advantage. You don't have to worry about that.
Well, and honestly, that's why I do it. It's not because I wouldn't like money. I would, but I would not like, I don't want what comes with it. And if I can not have to deal with that, because that's, of all the gasoline that gets thrown on all these fires, that gasoline is in the biggest can. So if I can do that, I do.
Yeah, I don't think it's over. I mean, I think people are going to still keep doing it until they get tired of doing it. I mean, it's going to boil down to that, or whoever gets hurt's the worst financially. I mean, that's because most of the people that are in the mix of doing this is in it for some money. I mean, that's the bottom line.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the minority, and oh God, I tell you, I really do think it takes nerves of steel to make this your source of income. And I have, whether I like them or not, I have respect for somebody who can do that, because it you never know what. And not only will your income be tied to the events, it's not just that. Then it's, everything trickles down. So if your subs who are donating on the regular, well, if they have something happen that makes them tighten the purse strings, well, that trickles down to you. I mean, it's, yeah. And everybody's competing for basically the same people. That's the thing. I mean, and the numbers don't lie. Well, let me just see who's live. Hold on. Stand by. I'm just going to look really quick, and then I'm going to tell you what the numbers are. All right. Dolly is live with 151. He must have just gone on. Okay, Queen Bee has 739, and she has had 700, about that much since she started, and she started well before I was even done uploading that video. So there you have it. And we all share subs, and I don't get it. It's what people want. I don't get in my feelings with her. She's giving people what they want, and that's what they want. But I cannot. Hey, Okie Crime. I can't. Yeah, VK sir, I agree. It really does. It takes a lot to. I could not deal with the mental stress of. I mean, I have the luxury, along with lots of other people, of just when it's done. Hopefully it's done. You turn it off, you shut the door, and till you decide you want to get back in it, you're done with it. But not if you're trying to pay your bills. You got to give people what they want.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much all I had. I mean, it's like, okay, if you had a problem, if you were calling me out per se, and you had 4 other people up there that I know is going to have your back no matter what I said, I'll come up there and discuss it with you, but them other 3's got to go. I'm not going to set up here.
I would do that, or I would, I would ask them to, if you want to stay on, you're going to have to mute, or that is what I would do. But that being said, I can tell you just the couple times I ever did open panel, you have so little control. And by the time you try to shut the barn door, the horse is gone. But that is how I would do it. If somebody, because that's the only thing you can do. If you really want to hear from somebody and get their input, especially if it is the opposite of yours, then yeah, that's what you're going to have to do. You can't have, because you can tell people, but that doesn't mean they will.
Oh, so. No, they won't. They will not. They can't help it. They absolutely cannot help themselves. If they hear something they don't like, they try to speak louder over the person that's talking. So it's like,
I can tell you just from, being on Queen Bee's panel, when there's been, and not even in any kind of crisis, just a regular hanging out. I can tell you, just in a fun stream, it is any more than like 3. It's really difficult to, because that's what we do as humans. We interrupt each other, we interject. That's conversation, but it doesn't. You have to think about it a lot more when you've got multiple people on the panel. Otherwise, you do come off as, oh, well, I'm interrupting, I'm rude. So it is difficult, and that's in the best of times. So yeah, when you want to add in a contentious situation, yeah, that's. Hey, Helen.
Anyway, I'm going to bounce. Thank you for letting me say my piece.
Oh, I'm glad I got to hear your voice. I never have before. And I'm going to say, you sound like a podcast. You sound like a podcast I used to listen to.
I've been on a few of these. I was on QBs a lot early on, but
maybe it was that. I don't think so.
Yeah. So we'll catch you later. Have a great day.
Well, Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Bye. Oh goodness. Well, that was fun. I love to put a sound to a name, or a voice to a name. Hey, Glenda. Well, now that you say it, maybe he does sound a little bit like Cam. I don't know. Is there anything else y'all want me to, any more highlights you want me to hit? I really hope somebody has to say uncle. I guess that's what I'm saying. And you know, a lot of y'all know I love my old expressions, parables, adages, call them whatever, fables, call them whatever you will. I mean, they've been around forever because they're true. And YouTube always brings many to mind, like this too shall pass. And it will. And time heals all wounds. That too. Listen, I can tell you that in my real life, I've said many times, I do not collect people. I tend to have just a few very close friends that I am friends with forever. And I don't have, what's so ironic is I don't have anything like this in my real life. I don't have any friends in the last, oh my God, decades that, well, I'll tell you what. One. I have one friend, had one friend that was a friend of decades. And let's just say that I found out we had a situation that happened, and it had nothing to do with me. It was not my fault. She was completely at fault. She acknowledged she was at fault. It would have been fine. I wasn't like, I didn't have bad feelings over it, nothing. But come to find out that she actually had she had a mental health diagnosis that I was not aware of. And I'm talking decades. Decades I was friends with her. I traveled out of state at least twice a year, or she would come to me. I mean, we were neighbors forever. We were like that. After we had this event happen, I come to find out from someone in her family very close to her. This wasn't just, some other friend like, oh, well, did you hear? No, this came from a close family member who I absolutely trusted, who told me she just kind of poof disappeared out of my life. And I was like, what the hell? Y'all, I'm talking ducking fox. I would agree with that. Oh God, give me a day and a time. Seriously, nonsense. When I started watching you the other day and you started talking about Scab Girl, I was so glad that you replayed that so that we remind everybody. Yeah, nonsense. Put the link to that video in the chat if you would, and I would encourage everyone to go watch this live from Nonsense, where she reminds us about Scab Girl, because now she's, of course, I guess she's gaining her foothold back. And yeah, honestly, I can definitely get down with this, because all the personality driven stuff there's just no end to it. That's what sucks. It's never going to end. Doesn't matter. This is what people want. Okay. We usually have 3 times this number in the chat, but because there's a new situation going on. And every day there's going to be a new situation going on. And that's okay. But the only way to compete with that is to dive right in and do it. And I don't want to. I am going to do the dramatic reading of Betty's latest drop. You know, Betty, she's near and dear to my heart. I'm not ready to give that up. But yeah. Oh, nonsense, please. I cuss a lot too. I try and keep it a little, you know. Hold on, I'm going back up to. Oh, Helen, I can't stand her. She's a fucking South Park character. Hi Tracy, how are you? I was on a blissful YouTube hiatus. I went on vacation. Well, Nurse Bev, sometimes, you know, work. There's worse things you could lose yourself in. Yeah, Glenda, you know what's funny, when I first started, I was like, well, it's probably going to be me and Crazy Nurse and like maybe 4 or 5 other people. I mean, I knew this was going to happen, but I thought, you know what? No, I guarantee there's some, listen, if I'm tired of it, y'all, and I've only been back listening for the last, well, I started halfway on the way back to Florida, but I had a lot of appointments this week. That's why it took me until today to come on, because we got home on New Year's Eve day. So I was sick when I got home. Horrible, like congestion. So New Year's Day, I was on the couch. I did almost nothing. The next day, I had unpacking, laundry, all the bed linens. I had people come in. I had somebody stay here with my animals. So I had multiple beds I had to do the linens for, and wait for it, all the Christmas shit. And I had a hair appointment on Wednesday. I had a doctor's appointment yesterday. So this is really the first I've been, oh, are you ready? Okay, give me 1 minute. I promise. Just stay right next to those beaver chunks, whatever those disgusting things are. Bob's looking at me. He's like, second warning. It is. He was in here earlier. And I'm going on 3 hours anyway. So I've been listening, but I really haven't been in chats much at all until the last couple of days. And even then, y'all, I'm tired of it. Okay. And I have not been immersed in it for the last couple of weeks. So if I'm tired of it, I figured, oh, there'll be people that at least will take a break. They'll, you know, jump in and out of it. So, well, I think what I'm going to do is I do have Betty's latest and greatest in my inbox. Thank you, little bird. I'm going to get that redacted, and I'm bringing back the Kung Fu Cats and the Pelican Brief, and we're going to be Kung Fu fighting our way through this. And you'll need to tune in to see my t-shirt that was inspired by someone in the lawsuits. Oh, and it's so good. Even my husband laughed. I saw that. I was like, I don't give a damn what size it is. I don't care what it costs. I'm buying it. And fortunately, they had my size and it was cheap. So there you go. Now, I don't think it was quite as cheap as the Buc-ee's. Although I think, was this damn sweatshirt $30? I think it was. Actually, all kidding aside, these pants, they are really soft. They're like that micro fleece on the inside. They're pretty nice. Speaking of that, oh my God, that blanket that I bought my husband, the Barefoot Dreams. I told you they had them at Nordstrom on sale. They were like half price. You can probably get them on their website too, half price, maybe more. In fact, I think I'm. Oh God, crisscross. I can't do the knife dance right now, but come back this weekend. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or the next day. I promise you, that one will be funny because I will be getting back to telling Betty about herself. Sorry, Bets. What can I say, girl? If you'd stop giving us the damn material. That blanket, my husband's really hard to buy for, and he rarely gives a shit about anything I buy him. So, kind of like with my mother, I know it's eventually coming to me, so I buy shit I like. And I always buy him like something he can actually use. So I thought, he's always bitching that we don't have the right size blanket just for the couch when you're watching a movie or whatever. So I saw those and I was like, oh, perfect. And I have the big thick one that I drag around like Linus every morning. Except now he's getting the big thick one, and I am conscripting his for moi, you guys. That blanket, holy shit. I am not kidding you when I tell you it is like cashmere. It feels like cashmere. And I think they call it, did I save it? I think I have the receipt. I'll go online and see if they have it on their website for sale or if Nordstrom has them. The softest thing I've ever felt, and I swear to God, I didn't have any socks on. I don't usually sleep in socks, but it's been a little, my house is cold in the winter months because I have really high ceilings and no carpet. When I was laying in bed and just, it was laying down by my feet, I was like, damn, that feels like cashmere. Who just came in that I'm going to say hi and bye? What? Oh, Betty. Some things never change. Oh, the good Tiffany. Hey, how are you? Hi and bye. Don't worry, it was nothing you said. Oh, thanks, Nurse Bev. This is my Buc-ee's hoodie. Nurse Bev, did you see my video earlier of this is me, Buc-ee Balboa. Remember before I went on vacation, I said I was going to do the Buc-ee's challenge, where I do believe I said that, because I always accuse Betty of getting all her accessories at the Pilot gas station gift shop. Fucking hula hoops she wears in her ears. Well, and I knew I was going to be going by the Buc-ee's, and I said, listen, I promise you I could go at the gas station and buy an outfit and rock it and look better in it than from a gas station than Betty does every day. And I do think I pulled it off. Hey, Shorty, I did. I had a fantastic vacation, and now I'm doing my best to stay on the fringes of the. Now, listen, don't get it twisted. We all love a little drama. Y'all, it's kind of gotten to the point where there's just a lot of people that I like, independent of this whole shit show, that are, just tearing each other apart, getting torn apart. I hate it. And I would encourage, please take it from Mother Crimes and Fashion, y'all. I don't think there's any more points to be made. I think that everybody's lied. Everybody's been lied on. Everybody's been lied to. I think, please, y'all, just staunch the bleeding. Just somebody has to stop. I mean, we could do this in perpetuity until the end of time. And I understand the very strong desire to defend yourself when people are saying things that aren't true about you. But my God, how could there be anything left unsaid? And I really mean that. I do not believe for 1 minute, because listen, as goes the real world, goes YouTube. And in the real world, rare is the situation where any kind of emotional shit like this, where you're talking about multiple people and everybody's got clean hands. Nobody has done anything grimy. No, listen, we all do. We are human. That's what makes us human. If we didn't, well, we'd be my little dog who's, a pure sweet soul, not very smart, who wants to go to the bathroom. Yeah, I mean, that's why animals are so great, because they don't have these human machinations. They're good and they're pure and they don't do grimy shit. But we're people and we do. So just please. We're all tired of it. So, all right, kids. I'm not even going to play the intro, outro, extra, hi, bye, because Bob really wants to go. And I've already had my third warning now. So I'm going to see you guys this weekend. I'm just waiting to hear from family as to whether or not we are getting together Saturday or Sunday. And whichever day I'm not getting together with them, I'm getting together with you. So as soon as I know, you're going to know. So, well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. It was fun. The next one's going to be more fun. And tune in to see yet another fabulous wardrobe item. And if you haven't seen it, go watch my video from this morning. It's only 7 minutes, where I talk about my Buc-ee's outfit. I call it the Buc-ee's challenge. And I think I succeeded. All right. Happy Friday. Go walk your dog. Go touch grass with a big old happy hour beverage of your choice. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Okay, Bob, I'm coming. I promise. All right. Thank you all so much. Thank you, mods. I appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out with me. And I will see you guys very soon. Bye, pussycat.